Thank you. No, that's just a reset. Hello everybody, and thank you for joining me today. I'm going to be doing video 1 of a series of, there may be 6, there may be less, there may be more. And I really don't know, because I'm just going to do as many as it's needed, and we're just going to see how things go. Anyway, the first thing that I want to talk about, of course, is the title of the video series, which, as you may already know, is Dead or Alive. Why did I choose that particular title? Well, it's very simple. Because for those of us that have loved ones, friends, colleagues, neighbors, whoever that has an addiction, the first words that I know that is on my mind when I wake up in the morning, and I know they are for many other people that's going through similar situations with those that have addictions, are those two words: dead or alive. Is our loved ones dead or alive? Is one of our friends dead or alive? And it's not something that we think about, as I said, in the morning, or that's on our mind. It's even on our minds throughout the day, and of course before we go to bed at night. And that is the reason that I chose the title that I did. The other thing that I would like to just mention briefly, that in some of the videos that will be coming up shortly, I will be joined by a lady whose first name is Marilyn, and Marilyn is going to be talking about someone that is very special to her. And it has been a situation that's been ongoing. However, in recent times, she now feels that it is time that she speaks publicly and very open about, and whether or not, to use her words, whether or not it's going to help or not, she is determined that it is time that she talks about what she's been going through and what is happening. And so anyway, I hope that all of you will join us later on, and will tune in and watch the videos that I will be doing with Marilyn. The other thing that I want to just talk briefly about today is certainly in regards to the government. Without a doubt, we know that the government's doing next to nothing about the explosion of addictions, and particularly the drug and the opioid crisis. And of course, I guess when one has actually a kid that's leading our country as a prime minister, and I do refer to him as a kid, therefore I guess we can't expect much better. But certainly it is a very sad situation when we consider that the success rate in treating those that have a drug addiction is somewhere between 5 to 7%, which I think is absolutely despicable, and it's deplorable, because we all know that those that's coming down with and having drug addictions and addictions in general, whether they be drugs or alcohol or whatever, is increasing rapidly. And yet, what is there out there to treat these people? And therefore, as I said, the success rate is so extremely low, and that is very sad and unfortunate. And however, it is what it is, and I certainly don't see someone like Prime Minister Trudeau really doing anything positive in the direction of either controlling or helping to treat those that are suffering so greatly from the ills of addiction in general. Another thing that I just want to mention briefly, that certainly I have done videos and video series before in regards to addiction. However, and with this particular series, I feel that it's going to be more powerful, because certainly I have friends, in particular two dear friends, that I certainly am aware that the addiction is advancing, and that's very sad, because certainly we know that with addiction, and particularly whether it be drugs or alcohol, it certainly does alter the human brain. And seemingly this is perhaps what's happening to the two individuals that I'm referring to. And anyway, on that note, I will certainly be discussing these people in greater detail later on. And another thing I want to say, that you know, when it comes to silence kills. And the reason that I'm saying that is because it is a reality, but also I've known, because I've dealt with many people in the past as a psychic medium, a healer, and so forth. And therefore, it's always that many families, whether it be mothers and dads or brothers or sisters or whatever it may be, that has someone, and even friends that has someone that has an addiction, so many times I have found that when it comes to talking and speaking publicly or openly about it, they don't wish to do this. And certainly with families, I find that an absolute, a major concern and a problem, really, because they feel that the more silent that they are themselves, and they don't tell anyone, they don't want to talk about it, they seem to feel that it's all of a sudden just going to go away and disappear. And that doesn't happen. And therefore, when I've talked to various people that have had their sons and daughters as drug addicts or alcoholics, the first thing they will say to me, well, I don't wish to talk about it. And when I ask why, I get various reasons from, oh, well, we're operating a business, or we're afraid of our family name, we figure we don't know what our friends will think of us, we don't know what other people will think of us, oh, we just can't talk about it, we got to keep it silent. And I've said to them, what are you running from and why? Because I can tell you, addiction does not get better by not talking about it. And it's not something that if you can hold within your heart and soul and keep it there, it's going to get any better. Because it is going to get worse. Every day, an addiction continues to advance and progress. And that's the sadness. Anyway, everybody, I thank you for joining me today. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. And anyway, I will be seeing you soon. In the meantime, blessings, light, and love.